Okay, here we go for the second part of question 2, and here we have a formula for the volume of a cylinder, which is given to us, and that's very nice of them, where r is the radius and h is the height. Write a formula for the radius of the circle in terms of v, h and pi. So what this question means is they want us to write r equals. Okay, so I'm just going to write down the formula that they've given us, v equals pi r squared h. And the first step of working I'm going to do is to divide both sides by pi, and I'm also going to divide both sides by h. And the purpose of that is to eliminate both pi and h from that side, so I'm only left with r squared. So that means I can write r squared equals v over pi h. My next step of working is to take the square root of both sides, because the effect of a square root on a square is to eliminate it, and that just leaves me with r. So I can write r equals the square root of v over pi times h. So just notice that I've made the square root extend over the whole fraction, and clearly shown that pi and h are on the bottom of that fraction, and the square root applies to the whole fraction, not just the top. I have seen students write things like this: r equals the square root of v over pi times h, and that's technically wrong, because it means that you're taking the square root of v only, and in the correct answer you're taking the square root of the whole fraction. Okay, question 2. The length of a straight straw that will just fit in a cylindrical can with a height of 8 is given by this. So you can say, thank you examiner, and that's obviously something that's going to help me. R is the radius of the can. A straight straw that is 3 times as long just fits in a larger can that has the same height. So we have a larger can with the same height of 8. So if you can imagine, a big can like this, that's also a height of 8. Write an expression for the radius of the larger can. So this larger can has a radius of capital R, and this diagonal length here is 3L. Okay, so the purpose of drawing out a diagram like that is just to help us reflect somewhat on the sort of the process that we've gone through here, and showing that we're interpreting all of our information here correctly. Now, let's just think about 3L for a second. So 3L is going to be equal to 3 lots of 8 squared plus 2r all squared, square rooted. So that's one way of thinking of 3L. And another way of thinking of 3L is it's also going to be the square root of 8 squared plus 2 capital R all squared. And so we've got two different ways of expressing 3L. So if we want to, we can make these two equations equal to each other, because they are both equal to 3L. So let's write that out and see what we get. So we've got square root of 8 squared plus 2r squared is equal to 3 square root of 8 squared plus 2 little r all squared. And put that squared up here to show that it's applying to both. And that's all square rooted. Now our first step of working here is going to be to get rid of the square roots. So I'm going to square this side, so I also have to square that side as well. And that gets rid of our square root, so it leaves us with 8 squared plus 2 capital R squared equals 3 squared is 9, and that's times 8 squared plus 2R squared. Okay, I think here we'll just perhaps look at expanding some brackets. So we've got 8 squared plus, so 2 squared is 4, and then we've got capital R squared. Here we've got 9 times 8 squared plus, and then we've got 2 squared, which is 4, R squared. And now we will expand the other brackets. So we've got 8 squared plus 4 capital R squared equals 9 times 8 squared plus 9 times 4R squared. So I'm just expanding my brackets there. Now the question wants us to write an expression for capital R, so we want to get capital R by itself. So let's subtract 8 squared from both sides, and so that leaves us with 4R squared equals, so if we're subtracting one lot of 8 squared, then we're going to be left with 8 times 8 squared instead of 9 times 8 squared, plus 9 times 4R squared. So now we're going to divide both sides by 4. So let's divide both sides by 4. And so that makes those 4's cancel out. And we're left with R squared equals, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we've got 2 times 8 squared. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we've got plus 9R squared. Okay, so we've got an expression for R squared here, and so our last step really is to take the square root of both sides so that we end up with just capital R. So that gives us R equals square root of, so 2 times, well, 8 squared is 64, 2 times 64 is 128, plus 9R squared, and that square root extends over both of them. And so that's our answer. R equals that there, which is what they're asking for. So a real good old excellence question there. And that's where we'll end this video.